You may greet them. Visiting state officers with us today: Helen Powell, First Vice Regent, Georgia; Dawn Moulthrop Brady, Vice Regent, Michigan; Lisa Parks, Vice Regent, Missouri; Cricket Krigler, Vice Regent, North Carolina; Kristen Blackburn Kaufman, Corresponding Secretary, California; Emily Bowling, Organizing Secretary, California; Becky Osborne, Treasurer, Missouri. You may greet them. We have a number of national vice chairs with us: Sue Ellen Adams, Alabama, American Heritage Committee, Music; Jenny Holmes, Texas, Community Classroom Committee, Education Luncheon; Chloe Meyer, California, DAR, Library Outreach Committee; Cheryl Odell, Georgia, DAR School Committee, Congress Event; Linda Dillard, Texas, DAR School Committee, South Central Division; Marianne Pearson, Tennessee, Lineage Research Committee, Southeastern Division; Lethe Burns, Texas, Insignia Committee, Internet Monitoring; Jennifer Thomas, Tennessee, Junior Membership Committee, Junior School Representative, KDS; Beth Cagle, Alabama, American 250 Committee, Educational Resources. You may greet them. I didn't turn the page, forgive me. Brooks Morton, Senior National Honorary Vice President, National Society, CAR. I'm sorry. Please greet her. State school chairs with us today: Leah Kemper Cash, Arkansas; Mary McBride, California; Laura Trimberger, California; Audrey Kissick, Idaho; Susan Cornelison, Kansas; Donna McNeil, North Carolina; Pamela Sheep, Nebraska. You may greet them. Will all members of the KDS DAR School Board of Trustees please stand and be recognized as a group? You may greet them. We are also pleased to have with us today representatives from Regions Trust. Jennifer Foster, Vice President, Relationship Consultant, please stand. R.J. Williams, Institutional Portfolio Manager. Kevin V. Phillips, Senior Vice President, Endowment and Foundation Specialist. You may greet them. I don't know about you, but one of the first things I noticed this morning were the beautiful smiling faces. But then the next thing that I noticed were these beautiful, beautiful flowers in front of the podium. I would like to recognize a dear friend to our school, Sarah Kraft, honorary member of the KDS Board of Trustees. She provides these beautiful flower arrangements each year for the stage. Mrs. Kraft was unable to be with us today, but we sincerely appreciate her devotion to KDS and its students. I also want to take a moment to recognize and show appreciation to the KDS DAR School Administrative Office staff and maintenance staff. And when I say they work hard year-round, but the past several weeks, I have especially noticed them leading up to dedication. Oh my goodness, the commitment they have shown and the hard work that has been put in place. Would you all please stand and be recognized as a group? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I would also like to recognize members of the Heroes of Kings Mountain chapter of Gunnersville. Members of this chapter have been attending Dedication Day and taking care of registration for 66 years. Now, that's devotion. Will Jennifer Amos, chapter regent, and chapter members please stand? Thank you, ladies. Thank you all so very much for being here this morning. It is now my pleasure to introduce Heather Green, KDS Executive Director, who will continue with the introduction of local patriots.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning. It is my pleasure to join in welcoming you to the 99th Dedication Day activities for Kate Duncan Smith DAR School. There are a number of elected officials and distinguished members of the local community and surrounding areas here with us today, and I would like to take a moment to introduce them. Please hold your applause until each group has been introduced. From the Marshall County Board of Education, Deputy Superintendent Dr. Annie Spike, and Board Member Mr. Tony Simmons. You may greet them. Marshall County Revenue Commissioner Michael Johnson, and Marshall County Commission District 2 Commissioner Rick Watson. Other guests with us from the town of Grant, Mayor Larry Walker, and council members Jimmy Bradshaw and Joe Frazier. We also have with us Zach Lee, Regional External Affairs Liaison for the Alabama Community College System. Thank you all for being here. I would now like to introduce Larry Bolin, high school principal, who will introduce his staff.
Madam Chair. Good morning. My name is Larry Bolin, principal of KDS DAR High School. I would like to personally welcome all members of the DAR, members of the Marshall County Board of Education, and all of our distinguished guests. We have 28 certified teachers, 1 assistant principal, 1 school nurse, 1 counselor, 1 part-time counselor, 1 registrar, 2 office staff, 4 aides, 1 IT professional, 2 custodians, 1 SRO, 14 bus drivers, 3 bus aides, and 13 CMP staff in our lunchroom. DAR High School can boast that 22 of our certified teachers hold a master's certificate or higher in education. Our certified staff has 624 years total service in education. Our staff members have 131 years of service in education, all at DAR. 16 of our faculty staff are graduates of DAR. 3 of our faculty staff are members of the DAR. At this time, if you are a faculty or staff member of KDS DAR High School, will you please stand and be recognized? Once again, thank you. We welcome you to our beautiful campus and have a great day.
Middle school principal Jennifer Morrison will now introduce her staff.
Madam Chair, Ms. Green. Good morning. I'm Jennifer Morrison, the principal at KDS DAR Middle School. At the middle school, we serve on average 375 students in grades 5 through 8. I have the pleasure of introducing the most outstanding dedicated faculty and staff. Will the KDS DAR Middle School faculty and staff please stand? At the middle school, we have one principal, one assistant principal, 21 classroom teachers, one school counselor, one school psychologist, a library media specialist, one school nurse, 4 full-time instructional aides, 2 janitors, 1 IT technician, and the 2 people that we all know really run the school, Mrs. Ayers, our bookkeeper, and Mrs. Anderton, our school secretary. We are blessed to have 8 KDS DAR graduates and 2 active members of the Gunner Mountain chapter of the DAR. We have 5 people with bachelor's degrees, 15 with a master's degree, and 4 with an education specialist degree. Combined, our faculty has over 350 years of experience in a school setting, with about 60% of those in Marshall County. Thank you, middle school faculty and staff.
And on behalf of Celia Smith, Elementary School Principal, Sonia Hester, Elementary School Vice Principal, will introduce her staff.
Madam Chair, good morning. On behalf of the principal, Celia Smith, it is a great honor to be here today to represent the DAR Elementary School staff. DAR Elementary School is a wonderful place to be because of the amazing faculty and staff. I am so proud of each of them and the amazing, meaningful work that they do every day. We have 71 faculty and staff members, 37 classrooms, 16 bus drivers, 13 lunchroom workers, 2 janitors, and 588 students. The faculty and staff have an average of 14 years of experience. 30 members of the staff are KDS graduates, and 8 are DAR members. 4 members of the Gunner Mountain chapter, and 2 are members of the Heroes of the King Mountain chapter. 47% of the certified teachers at DAR Elementary School have earned an advanced degree. At this time, if you are a member of the faculty and staff of DAR Elementary School, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you, and dare to be your best.
Please join me again in showing appreciation to our outstanding faculty and staff. It is now my pleasure to present the KDS DAR High School Choir under the direction of music instructor Jessica Creel.
We'll see
see the sky and the centuries of the name of the day of fire and sun. Day of sun, day of sun. Lifting into the sky, diving into the sea. Day of fire and sun, it's like a crystal burning. So days go one by one, but you have no return. Day of fire and sun, just like a crystal burning. So days go one by one, but you have no return. But you have no returning.
It is my pleasure to introduce this year's speaker, Dawn Crumley Limongello, National Chair, KDS DAR School Committee, NSDAR. Ms. Limongello has enjoyed serving at every level of our society during her 3 decades, that's 30 years, guys, of devoted DAR membership. She joined the Seminole chapter of West Palm Beach, Florida, as a junior in 1993. She was chapter regent from 2002 to 2004, chapter outstanding junior, and has held numerous officer positions and chairmanships. Dawn was treasurer general for the Van Buren administration from 2019 to 2022. Chaired the investment committee, and was a member of the finance committee. In addition to being national school chair, she also currently serves the National Society as a member of the investment committee and long-range planning commission. She was state regent of Florida from 2017 to 2019, where she raised money to replace historic condition the O'Byrne Gallery floors at DAR headquarters, and for scholarships for women who were U.S. citizens and residents of Florida to learn a trade. Additionally, she had multiple conference projects, such as donating snacks for deploying sailors at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, and creating blankets for Christmas for children who have lost a parent in combat. Other positions held in the Florida State Society were Vice Regent, Second Vice Regent, State Historian, and numerous chairmanships. She is a past member of the Board of Trustees and the Development Committee for Kate Duncan Smith DAR School. Outside of DAR, Dawn is a senior program manager for Advanced Military Engine Programs, GatorWorks, for Pratt & Whitney. She has been married to Dr. Gerard Limongello for more than 30 years and has 3 sons, Gerard or Jared? Gerard, Tristan, and Jaden. A recent addition to the family is her grand dog, Apollo Corleone, also known as Little Brown Dog, Please join me in welcoming National Chair, DAR School Committee, Don Lemongello.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That little brown dog is also known as little brown pain in the neck. So if you all have a dachshund, you get that. So good morning, and it is a considerable privilege to be speaking at Kate Duncan Smith School this morning. If you had told me 12 years ago when I first visited this campus as state historian for the Florida Society that I'd be one day standing on this stage addressing you, I would have told you that you were absolutely bananas, without a doubt. And I'm going to obviously speaking to all of you, but pardon me if my focus is on these young women and young men who are enrolled here, the student body. And let me state up front to those I'm addressing, my goal to you is to give you something to think about and to keep you awake. In our society, we tend to celebrate major events that end in 0. That's after you hit the age of 21. Before 21, every year is a fun year to celebrate, and you have a lot of milestones. Starting elementary school, starting middle school, starting high school, getting your learner's permit, getting your driver's license, graduating, registering to vote, all that until age of 21. When suddenly you move into the 5s and the 0s, nobody really says, yahoo, I've turned 28, break out the balloons and celebrate. It's the 30th, the 40th, the 50th, these birthdays, these anniversaries, or whatever. So next year is KDS's 100th anniversary, and there's a big celebration planned. It is going to be lit. But I want to talk to you about the 99th year. Because what we don't say is it is the culmination of all the previous years, these uncelebrated years, that lead us to the big celebrations. And I found this on the Encyclopedia of Alabama on the internet, which we know if it was on the internet, it must be true. E.O. Creel, Marshall County Superintendent of Education, informed the DAR chapters that the county was in great need of financial assistance to build a school. He enlisted the aid of the local postmaster and the rural mail carrier to inform the local residents about DAR plans for a school. Residents pledged to make whatever sacrifices were necessary to perform any amount of labor needed to make Gunter Manor communities eligible for the school. After a possible site for the school was determined, the local DAR chapters invited the National DAR Selection Committee to see it. And as part of DAR's visit, families were asked to prepare a picnic lunch, dressed in their best clothing, and assemble at the site. And out of 29 appeals for schools, the 3 finalists for the DAR school were Marion, St. Clair, and Marshall counties. And residents renewed their pledge to do whatever it took to earn this school. And Marshall County government promised to improve the roads to the remote site. On October 23rd, 1922, the National Committee announced that it had selected Gunter Mountain site near the town of Grant for the school, citing the isolation of the area, its great need for educational opportunities, and the enthusiasm and commitment of the local people. Residents in the community purchased slightly more than 100 acres from the Wiley and John Ayers and donated it to the Alabama Society in 1923. So there's some history of what was going on in the 98th and 99th year of the birthday of the Kate Duncan Smith School. Without those 2 years, we would not have the 100th year. So let's read into this a little bit more. What is really going on in those 2 years? What is really happening? Keep in mind, there wasn't a public school system like this. There's a common thread with parents and communities, no matter the century, the decade, or the year. We all want better for our children, all of us. We want them to have better opportunities, more choices, more than we had growing up. And so what you're seeing in 1922 and 1923 are parents, many of them who could not read or write, many who didn't have math skills. They wanted better for their children. They wanted their children to be able to read and to write and to learn, and understanding that all of these basic skills that we take for granted allow their children a better opportunity. They could get different jobs if they wanted. They learned modern farming skills at this school, and they could bring them home to their parents, something that may not have been the original intention. These parents got together and made huge sacrifices They came together as a community to better their children's future, to create something bigger than themselves. Already a community, they cleaved to one another to build a future for the citizens of this mountain. And you, all of you, are their legacy. Not me, not the women who come before you to support you. It is all of you. They donated the land, they raised the money. There was so much planning that had to happen before that groundbreaking in 1924. Planning for the location of the buildings. Where was the stone coming from? Who was donating it? Who was digging it up? Was the manpower ready? All of the planning was done in 1923, and these were hardworking people. They didn't have indoor plumbing. They didn't have electricity. They worked the land without the big tractors and the combines that you see today. That land was worked with mules and plows, and it was hot, and it was dirty, and it was difficult. And they came here in their off time. This is where they came. And in 1923, they were walking the land, and they were making plans. They came here to build a future for their children. In so doing, they built a future for generations of children. And you are those children. I know they would be so proud. I envision that they must watch from above and see that you are already far more educated than they ever dreamed for their children. And some of you will farm with modern farm equipment, and some of you will join the military and serve this great nation. Some will become doctors and teachers and lawyers and engineers. Some of you have amazing artistic skills that you're going to share with all of us. Some of you will learn a trade that didn't even exist when this school was envisioned. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC. None of those things existed at the time. I challenge you to jump on your phone or on the computers after this and do some research about what life was like here in Alabama, here on Grant Mountain in 1923. What was the agriculture like? How did the people live? And look at now and the opportunities that are before you. At the end of the day, we are all guilty of setting our own boundaries and what we can and cannot do. You can do anything that you want to do. It may be difficult, and there may be failures and frustrations, and there may be times that you are just very average when you're doing it. But what happened during the celebration, the 98th and 99th year of KDS, is incredibly important. Without those 2 years, without the vision, without the planning, without the community coming together, we'd not have the 100th next year. They did what they thought was impossible, but they believed. They believed in a better future for the generations to follow, and you are their legacy. Believe in yourselves because they believed in you. Madam Chair, thank you for having me speak today. It is the students of KDS. It fills my heart whenever I'm in your presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Limoncello. Students, her message has such meaning to me as a former educator, but also to me who have had family members that have attended this beautiful school. It's your job, it will be your mission to carry this vision further to further generations as you become adults. And I know that you will always look back fondly on the friendships, on the opportunities that were first generated at this school. So thank you again, Ms. Limoncello. The KDS 4th and 1st grade students, under the direction of elementary music instructor Shelby Smith, will now perform, followed by a special song that has been performed during the dedication program for 99 years.
Established in 1924 The jewel better known, our jewel, which sparkles more brightly each year. Kate Duncan Smith, DAR School. We're little patriots become strong Americans. KDS DAR School stands as a monument of the love and devotion of the DAR. Thank you for our wonderful school.
Boys and girls, Will you stop just one moment and look? DAR loves you too. We definitely do. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Smith, teachers, and boys and girls. Thank you so very much. We will now have a brief 10-minute intermission. Okay.
It's going very well.
You think so? Okay.
Dedicating the gifts of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution is National School Chair Dawn Lemongello.
It is an honor and a privilege to dedicate the gifts from the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution for $310,480. The money comes from the Friends of the DAR Schools funds for the following: the 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, sponsorship of the Elementary Fine Arts Enrichment Program, KDF Scholarship Fund for Dual Enrollment Scholarships, and the Children's Fund for Student Aid. Additionally, it comes from the Ella and Charles Atwell Estate Funds, and interest from the bequests of the Atwell Oil, Rebecca L. Knight and Virginia E. Lamson, George and Louise Thornton, Mary Jo Martindale, Mary Kate and Clark Williams, Mabel Mitchley and Marion Wagner, and the Lou Ellett Gridley Fund. Thank you.
Dedicating the gifts of the National Junior Membership Committee is Jennifer Thomas, National Vice Chair.
On behalf of the National Junior Membership Committee and juniors worldwide, it is my honor to dedicate our gift to the Kate Duncan Smith DAR School in the amount of $23,000. This gift includes $12,500 for the 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, $10,000 for the Helen Pouch Memorial Health Fund, and $500 for third grade teacher Beth Martin through a junior membership classroom grant. These gifts would not be possible without the hard work, dedication, and fundraising efforts of the National Junior Membership Chair, Sarah Grace Brooks, and her committee vice chairs. The Junior Membership Committee sincerely hopes that these gifts will make a difference in the lives of the children here at KDS and will allow the school to continue to flourish and grow. Thank you.
Dedicating the gifts of the Marshall County Board of Education is Dr. Cindy Wigley, Superintendent. Thank you, Madam Chair, for including me in today's dedication ceremony. It is an honor to be here along with Marshall County Board Member Tony Simmons, and it is a pleasure that I present to you on behalf of the Marshall County Board of Education. The partnership between the Marshall County Board of Education and the DAR is an incredibly important one where students are truly the beneficiary. Students in our DAR schools receive added core values of patriotism and good citizenship like no other. With that being said, the DAR brings an incredible amount of enrichment to the lives of our students. The board and I thank you. As Ms. Green has recognized our elected officials today, I too would like to thank them for their constant support of our schools. I would like to also commend the staff, administration, and community. With the effort and support of all stakeholders, our DAR schools are truly exemplar and have model programs. As your superintendent, I always enjoy watching our students take pride in all they do. We are proud of our recent facility upgrades, and we are excited for the great things to come. The Marshall County Board of Education is preparing a new capital plan, and we hope to have a new building on campus soon. We are extremely excited about the new 1 cent countywide shared sales tax passed by the County Commission. You will be happy to know that Commissioner Rick Watson was the leading voice of our commission supporting our schools. The board and I look forward to partnering with the DAR on future building projects for the DAR campus as a direct result of this tax revenue. For the 2024 fiscal year, the Marshall County Board of Education has included in their budget allocation for the KDS DAR schools, teacher and other school personnel salaries, fringe benefits, other current expenses, classroom instructional support, facilities quarterly maintenance, capital improvement and safety upgrades, CMP utilities and equipment in the amount of $11,521,922.18. It is an honor to serve as your superintendent of Marshall County Schools. Thank you for all you do to make DAR a school of excellence. It is my pleasure to dedicate the community and other gifts to the school. For the 100th anniversary Centennial Campus Commons project, the Alumni Challenge, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, Gem Sustain Giving Annual Fund, Adopt a Classroom Program, Awards Funds, the Boone Family Awards, James Davis Family Awards, Blessing Bags and Patriot Pantry, Children's Fund, Christmas Fund, Endowment Fund, Fishing Team Sponsorships, Football Program, High School Volleyball, Honor Roll School Supply Fund, KDS-DAR School Museum and Archives, the Nan Roberts Lane Chapel, both gifts to the Building Fund and the Pipe Organ Maintenance Fund, Scholarship Funds, Anderson Family Scholarships, Colazzo Family Scholarships, the Greg Fuel Memorial Scholarship, Daniel Helton Memorial Scholarship, and the Dorothy Byram Sipes Memorial Scholarship. Included in the above donations are individual gifts of $1,500 or more from Larry and Mary Anderson, Charlie Boone, David and Kathy Boone, Frank Colazzo and Colsa Corporation, James and Joe Davis Family Trust Fund, Thomas and Susan Griffith, Lynn B. Shannon III, and Tommy and Patty Sipes. These gifts total $142,312. It is now my honor to introduce the DAR State Society's organizations and individual gift dedications. Dedicating on behalf of the Alabama State Society DAR is Patrice R. Donnelly, State Regent.
Madam Chair, on behalf of 4,300 Alabama Daughters, it is an honor to present the following gifts to the students of KDS. Funds for the State Regents Project for the 100th Anniversary Centennial Campus Commons. The 100th Anniversary Project Centennial Campus Commons. The High School Arts Program. The High School Choir. The Library Funds for the Elementary and Middle School Family and Consumer Science Program. The Middle School Robotics Program. The Agro-Science Fund. Junior American Citizens Club. Blessings Bag and Pantry Programs, Football Program, the Honor Roll, School Supply Fund, Endowment Fund, the Christmas Fund, the Awards Fund, the Children's Fund, Scholarships, the Nan Roberts Lane Chapel Building Fund, Nan Roberts Lane Chapel Pipe Organ Maintenance Fund, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, Gem Sustaining Giving Program, the Adopt a Classroom Program in which daughters enjoy spending time with the students. Also included are the generous donations of Sarah Kraft, Rebecca Hollingsworth, Peggy Johnson, the Faulkner Family Foundation, Rainbow Mountain Chapter, and the Alabama Officers Club. Thank you, Alabama Daughters, for your generosity totaling $142,656. May the students use these gifts to find their wings and sparkle like the stars they are.
Dedicating the gifts of the California Society DAR is Sharon L. Moss, State Regent.
Madam Chair, on behalf of all California Daughters, it is my privilege to dedicate a total of $55,187 to KDS DAR School. Of that amount, I'm pleased to note that $34,060 is specifically dedicated to the 100th Anniversary Project. I want to thank the DAR school chairs in the California State Society. That would be Laura Trimberger and Mary McBride, who are with us today. Thank you very much.
Dedicating the gifts for Connecticut Society DAR is Tammy B. Clemens, Vice President General.
Good morning. On behalf of Connecticut Society DAR, Lisa Milan, State Regent, I am delighted to dedicate gifts totaling $2,049 for the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gem Sustained Giving Annual Fund and the Endowment Fund.
Dedicating gifts for the Florida Society DAR is Ginger A. Poffenberger, Honorary Vice President General.
It is my definite honor and privilege to dedicate on the behalf of the Florida Society $34,320 for the following items. 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gem Fund, Sustaining Annual Giving Fund. Adopt a Classroom Program, Blessing Bags and Patriot Pantry, Christmas Fund, Endowment Fund, Family and Consumer Sciences, Football Program, High School Softball, Honor Roll School Supply Fund, Florida Society Dreams Are Real Scholarship, Colonel and Arthur Irwin Chapter Scholarship. Included in these are individual gifts of $1,500 or more from Nancy Briles, Colonel Arthur Irwin Chapter, Lynette R. Faulkner, Ruth Ann Fay, Ellen and Gertrude B. Kirby Fund of the Community Foundation of Broward, and Ginger Poffenberger. Thank you very much.
Dedicating the gifts of the Georgia Society DAR is Betty B. Harris, State Regent.
Good morning. On behalf of the Georgia State Society and SDAR, I am honored to dedicate gifts totaling $32,903 to the following: 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, Gem Sustaining Giving Annual Fund, Adopt a Classroom, Award Sponsorship, Honor Road School Supply Fund, Blessing Bags Fund, Children's Fund, Christmas Fund, Scholarship Funds, Endowment Fund, Family and Consumer Sciences, and also included in these funds is the individual gifts of $1,500 or more from Phyllis S. Hahn, Pulaski Chapter, Rebecca M. Rostrom, Sandy Springs Chapter, and Rebecca West.
Dedicating the gifts of the Hawaii Society DAR is Helen Hicks Polk, Vice President General.
Madam Chair, on behalf of Gilene Ignacio, State Regent, and the Hawaii State Society DAR, it is my privilege to gift these funds for the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Annual Fund in the amount of $10,000. Including in this is a gift of $1,500 or more from Jane Morrow Mann.
Dedicating the gifts of the Idaho Society DAR is Audrey Kissick, State School Chair.
Chair. On behalf of the nearly 900 Idaho Daughters and our State Regent, Janice Beller, it is an honor to present the gifts to the students of KDS benefiting the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Annual Fund, Blessing Bags at Patriot Pantry, Children's Fund, and Endowment Fund. Idaho Daughters are blessed to support the young scholars of KDS School and wish them lots of success during this school year.
Dedicating the gifts of the Illinois Organization DAR is Jean W. Vaughn, Honorary State Regent, Alabama.
Madam Chair, it is my pleasure to dedicate the following gifts on behalf of the Illinois Organization DAR in the amount of $3,445. Christina Brannon is State Regent. The gifts are the 100th anniversary project, the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym project, the award funds, the Christmas fund, the endowment fund. And these gifts include the gifts of, I'm having trouble seeing with my glasses. The gift of $1,500 or more from Martha R. Zimmerman. And we thank the Illinois Daughters for their gifts.
Dedicating gifts on behalf of the Indiana DAR is Shelby D. Ward, Honorary State Regent, Alabama.
Madam Chair. It is an honor to dedicate on behalf of the Indiana DAR $3,125 going to the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, the Gym Sustaining Members Fund, Christmas Fund, Endowment Fund, Middle School Library, and the Indiana DAR Scholarships.
Dedicating gifts on behalf of the Iowa Society DAR is Rita P. Horton, Honorary State Regent, Alabama.
It's an honor to dedicate the gifts from the Iowa Society DAR, Edith H. Bernier State Regent, $2,975, going to the 100th Anniversary Project Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym Sustain Giving Fund, and including the above gifts are $15 or more from Edith Bernier. Thank you.
Dedicating gifts for the DAR of Michigan is Kelly L. Van Wormer, State Regent.
Madam Chair.
DAR of Michigan is proud to carry on the tradition of supporting KDS DAR School since the very early days of the school, tracing back to gifts provided to the school in the spring of 1926. Over 3,500 Michigan daughters have contributed over $55,000 during the past year through the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Annual Fund, the Christmas Endowment and Scholarship Funds, the Book Project for the elementary and middle schools, the Michigan Center Building Maintenance Fund, and the 100th Anniversary Project. It is my great pleasure to dedicate these funds, including the $25,000 donation to the 100th Anniversary Project given through the State Regents Project. Thank you. Dedicating the gifts of the Mississippi Society DAR is Cynthia S. Mangum, State Regent.
Madam Chair. On behalf of the Mississippi State Society and SDAR, we consider it an honor to share in the financial support of the KDS DAR School. The total of the funds dedicated as of August 31st, 2023 was $6,615, dedicating these funds to the 100th Anniversary Project, Scholarship Funds, Endowment Fund, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, Gym Sustained Giving Annual Fund, the Christmas Fund, the Children's Fund, Award Funds, and Family Consumer Services. We, the Mississippi State Society, applaud the KDS DAR School for their invaluable service in educating these students while teaching them the qualities of good citizenship. Thank you for allowing the Mississippi State Society the privilege of supporting your educational endeavors.
Dedicating gifts for the Missouri Society DAR is Renee P. Pace, State Regent.
Madam Chair. On behalf of over 5,600 members of the Missouri State Society, it is my pleasure to dedicate gifts totaling $10,185 to the following funds: the 100th Anniversary Project, the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym Sustained Giving Annual Fund, to the Endowment Fund, the Family and Consumer Sciences, and Junior American Citizens Club. Thank you.
Dedicating the gifts of the Nebraska Society DAR is Pamela Sheet, State School Chair.
On behalf of our state regent, Marcia Shadlick, and the 1,121 Nebraska daughters, it is a great honor to dedicate gifts totaling $5,739 from the Nebraska Society, divided as follows: $739 to the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym Sustained Giving Annual Fund, and $5,000 to the Dorothy Byram Sykes Memorial Scholarship. Thank you.
Dedicating gifts of the Nevada Society DAR is Cindy J. Bell, State Regent.
Chair. Thank you, Heather, for pronouncing it correctly. For all y'all that don't know, I'm a West Virginia girl, and I always said Nevada. When you live there, it's Nevada. So I'm happy to represent the small but mighty state of Nevada, and I'm honored to dedicate the amount of $1,894 to the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym Sustained Giving Annual Fund, the Christmas Fund, the Endowment Fund, and the Scholarship Fund. Thank you.
On behalf of Diane W. Oliver, State Regent, I am pleased to present the gifts for the New Jersey Society DAR in the amount of $1,500. Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym Sustained Giving Annual Fund, Blessing Bags and Patriot Pantry, the Christmas Fund, Helen Pouch Memorial Student Help Fund, and the Work Scholarship Program. Thank you to the New Jersey Daughters for their generosity. Dedicating gifts on behalf of the New York organization DAR is Nancy G. Hemrick, past recording Secretary General.
Madam Chairman, on behalf of the New York organization DAR, Pamela M. Barrett, State Regent, I dedicate the following. For the 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True Gym Sustained Giving Annual Fund, Awards Fund, Blessing Bags and Patriotic Pantry, Christmas Fund, Endowment Fund, for the total of $12,039.
Dedicating the gifts of the North Carolina Society DAR is Cricket Krigler, Vice Regent.
Madam Chair. On behalf of Anna Baird Choi, State Regent of the North Carolina Society DAR, and the almost 8,000 daughters, it is my pleasure to dedicate $10,313, which will go to the following projects: the 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, the Gym Sustaining Giving Annual Fund, the Awards Fund, Children's Fund, Endowment Fund, Football Program, the Honor Roll School Supply Fund, Scholarship Funds. Included in the above donations are individual gifts of $1,500 or more from Cricket Krigler and Elizabeth Graham. Thank you. It is an honor.
Dedicating the gifts of the Ohio Society DAR is Patrice R. Donnelly, State Regent, Alabama.
Madam Chair. On behalf of the Ohio State DAR, Susan Leidinger, and the State Regent, and the Ohio Daughters. It is an honor to dedicate the gifts to the Steadfast, Loyal, Ever True, Gem Sustained Giving Annual Fund, the Blessing Bags, the Christmas Funds, Nan Roberts Lane Chapel, the Scholarship Funds, in the amount of $2,797.
Dedicating gifts for the Pennsylvania Society DAR is Morgan M. Lake, past recording Secretary General.
Madam Chair. On behalf of Marguerite French, State Region of Pennsylvania, I dedicate the gifts totaling $39,848. These gifts support the Pennsylvania Log Cabin and Bell Tower, Carilion Maintenance, the 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast Loyal Ever True Gem Sustaining Giving Annual Fund, Award Funds, Band Fund, Children's Fund, Christmas Fund, the Endowment Fund, and the Football Program. Included in the above donations are individual gifts of $1,500 or more from the Mabel Slagle Charitable Trust and Cynthia B. Sweeney.
Dedicating the gifts of the Tennessee Society DAR is Emily J. Robinson, State Regent.
Madam Chair. The Tennessee Society is honored to partner with the Kate Duncan Smith DAR School to help provide KDS students with high-quality educational opportunities. The administrators and teachers deserve many thanks for their dedication to the founding purpose of the school, and we congratulate the students on their academic and personal successes. On behalf of over 6,900 members of the Tennessee Society DAR, it is a privilege to dedicate the following gifts in the amount of $21,448. The 100th Anniversary Project, the Steadfast Loyal Ever True Gem Sustaining Giving Annual Fund, Adopt a Class Program, Honor Roll School Supplies Fund, Blessing Bags Fund, Christmas Fund, Endowment Fund, Family Consumer Sciences, the Football Program, Lane Chapel Pew Restoration Project, Middle School Library Fund, and Scholarship Funds. Included in those are individual gifts of $1,500 or more from Helen Carter Moore and Mary Ann Pearson. Thank you for your hospitality this week and for giving the Tennessee Society the opportunity to put our volunteer hearts in action for the gem of Gunter Mountain.
Dedicating the gifts of the Texas State Society DAR is Marcy L. Carter Lovick, State Regent.
Madam Chair. It is a pleasure to be with you today and an honor to dedicate on behalf of Texas Daughters total gifts of $33,964 that have been allocated to the 100th Anniversary Project Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast Loyal Ever True Gem Sustained Giving Annual Program, the Adopt a Classroom Program, Blessing Bags and Patriot Pantry, Children's Fund, Christmas Fund, Elementary Music Program, Endowment Fund, the Honor Roll School Supply Fund, the Texas Centennial Scholarship Endowment Fund, and Scholarship Funds. Those gifts also include individual gifts from the Lady Washington chapter, home of our beloved President General, NSDAR. It is also a pleasure today to tell you that we have from Texas with us today our Texas State School Chair and State Vice Chair, who are both alums of KDS, and we thank them for answering the call to serve. Thank you.
Dedicating the gifts of the Virginia DAR is Lori P. Nesbitt, State Regent.
Madam Chair. On behalf, excuse me, on behalf of the nearly 10,000 Virginia Daughters of the American Revolution, I am pleased to announce the donation of a total of $12,097 to the following KDS funds: the 100th Anniversary Project, Centennial Campus Commons, Steadfast Loyal Ever True Gem Sustained Giving Annual Fund, award funds, blessing bags fund, children's fund, Christmas fund, endowment fund, honor roll, school supply fund, middle school library fund, the Sion and Drury Harrington Memorial Scholarship Funds. This also includes individual donations from the Ann Wager chapter, the Kate Waller Barrett chapter, and Joe and Nancy Mays. Virginia DAR is honored and proud to continue its support to Kate Duncan Smith DAR School. Thank you.
And it is my pleasure to present the gifts of the Washington Society DAR on behalf of Christine L. Crowder, State Regent, in the amount of $79,505 to the following funds: the 100th Anniversary Project, the Annual Fund, Adopt a Classroom Program, Awards Funds, Christmas Fund, Endowment Fund, Football Program, and the Work Scholarship Program. Included in the above donations are individual gifts of $1,500 or more from the Ella M. Grimes Charitable Trust and Bronwyn Maxwell. Thank you.
Don Lemongello, National Chair, DAR School Committee, will accept these gifts on behalf of the National Society, and Heather Green, Executive Director, will accept these gifts on behalf of the Kate Duncan Smith DAR School.
Madam Chair, on behalf of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, I am honored to accept these gifts. I want to thank you for your continued dedication and support. The schools are the jewels of DAR, and what a privilege and honor it has been here today for this dedication at the gem of Gunner Mountain.
And on behalf of Kate Duncan Smith DAR School, I humbly accept these gifts and extend my sincerest appreciation to all the DAR societies, organizations, individuals, businesses, alumni, and community members who made these generous gifts possible.
Thank you, Ms. Lemongello and Mrs. Green. I would now like to invite Cheryl Odell, Chair of the KDS 100th Anniversary Committee, to come forward to share some very exciting news and information with you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Welcome, everyone. It's an honor to be here. And as we sunset the 99th dedication, like Mrs. Lemongello said, and I couldn't say it better, it is going to be lit. But I would not be here without some amazing women behind me. First, I have to honor Chris Wood, who is our past chair of the committee, and Rita Horton. Thank you so much for everything you do. Ladies, if you are a member of the committee, can I ask you to stand so you can be greeted and thanked? Please read them. Thank you very much. We have a lot of exciting things, and I can't imagine the screen where we're going to fit everyone, because I'm telling you, the calls I'm getting, the emails I'm getting, people cannot wait. So I have a very important announcement. Please mark your calendars. October 3rd and 4th, we're going to be joined by the National Executive Board and the President General. And then hopefully within about a month, we're going to have another huge announcement that I don't think I can mention yet, but just get ready, keep your eyes open, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Mrs. Odell. I certainly hope, I know you've got it on your calendar, it's been mentioned twice, I think, today, so I certainly hope that we will see each of you here next year and bring friends with you. This will be our 100th Dedication Day celebration next year. How many folks can say They are celebrating 100 years of a beloved school, and we will have that opportunity. So I hope to see each of you back next year and with even more faces. Thank you again to each of you for attending our program today. Everyone is invited to the famous basket lunch in the DAR lunchroom immediately following the recessional. The craft show will be open until 3 today in the Doris Pike White Gymnasium. It will also be open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. The Alabama Board of Management meeting will begin at 12:15 in the New York reception room located in the middle school. Following the benediction, please remain standing until the flags have been recessed and those on stage have exited. Please stand for the benediction and blessing given by Alabama State Chaplain Tad Douglas.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we have a rich heritage of which we are proud. Help us to be worthy of it. Help us to be good stewards, creating a rich heritage for those young people who come after us. Guide our actions, our thoughts, our words, that they will be a gift to others. May we always strive to follow the example of our Lord as we ourselves become examples for our children. Father, we thank you for the delicious meal we're about to share. We ask your blessing on the food and the loving hands that prepared it. Watch over us as we leave to go to our homes and keep us safe from harm. In thy precious name we pray. Amen.